I can't afford to live on my own. I currently make $37K a year, and if I didn't have a roommate, I wouldn't be able to afford to live on my own. This economy is impossible for young people in entry-level positions. I am a professional at a nonprofit who is regarded as very capable and an expert in her field. I am single, and I can't afford a one-bedroom in my area to live alone because I don't make the bare minimum of 3x the rent that landlords demand. The cheapest rent in the area is about $1,350. To be clear, I could afford to pay it and the rest of my bills if I were very frugal. But no one will rent to me. I would have to make almost $1,000 more a month to qualify for a basic one-bedroom apartment. I chose this job because I get to actually help people day to day. Look into their faces and actually help. But I feel like no one will help me. Why aren't people having children? Clown face. Man, I just got out of high school and about to go homeless since my parents don't have anything for me, and I can't stay with my dad once he sells his house. I can't get transportation anywhere since I live in the middle of nowhere to even do fast food jobs. And I can't do anything remote since I won't have anywhere to be in the next couple months. Thankfully I can stay here for now, but the only thing to my name is my legal papers and EBT card. When I'm able to use it, I seriously don't know how the hell anyone my age is supposed to make it anywhere without family, money, or at least growing up in town being able to walk to a job. I hope we'll all be alright. Lol, that's the median income too. The real median personal income in the US is $37,522 in 2021. Again, living expenses vary significantly by location, but we can use some average numbers. The average monthly living expenses for a single person in the USA are $3,189, which is $38,266 per year. It is estimated that 83% of the U.S. population lives in urban areas, up from 64% in 1950. So half of all Americans do not make enough to live in the U.S. on average. In other words, half of all jobs being worked right now do not pay enough to live, let alone keep up with inflation. This is bad, but now add children to the mix and it gets worse. Real median household income was $70,784 in 2021. Not statistically different from the 2020 estimate of $71,186. The average cost for a family of 4 is $7,095 per month, which is $85,139 per year. Essentially, more than half of all American households make at least $13,000 less than it costs to live and care for 2 children. Another way to think about this is that half of all jobs pay less than 45% of what it takes to support a family of 4. Even with both heads of household working, it's unlikely you will make enough to support yourselves and your 2 children. You cannot simply get a better job when half of all jobs don't provide enough to live, let alone feed your family. Unless you're in the top half of society, you're basically bone. Lucky you if you get a great job making $60K a year, but most Americans make less than $50K a year. God help you if you're disabled, victims of violence, or stuck in the cycle of poverty and unable to pay for an education to get a so-called better job. It sucks, but we have to face the fact that the economy we build is simply failing to provide for half of its people. Forced to live with roommates or parents well into adulthood, living on government assistance, and being unable to afford to raise children is commonplace nowadays. Yeah, dude, I make $52K per year with 2 kids and no help from their mother financially. Fortunately for me, my mother has a multi-generation home and there are 2 separate living spaces. If it weren't for my mom, I'd be toast. Generic millennial response. Same. Yep. If I weren't living with my fiancé, I'd probably be out homeless. And combined our yearly income is $50,000, so we're not living large over here. Luckily the apartment we have is only $11.20 a month, and the next lease they're increasing it to $11.86 or so. This is exactly why I stayed in an abusive relationship much longer than I should have. I couldn't make it on my own. Very glad those days are behind me. Good luck. Before taxes I make $41,000 a year. With overtime last year I made $49,000. The cheapest rent I can find in my area is about $1,300 a month. I have a car payment and a kid on the way. I'm going to have to become a tech bro in order to survive. Which is funny because if it wasn't for all the data centers in my area, the rent would be significantly cheaper. Bro, I am making $55K and struggling to live on my own still. Real question. How are the rest of you all affording to live on your own? I need ideas. That's what happens when you vote Republicans in. They need slaves, and American will continue to be one. Gotta job hop. Economy is impossible even for mid-career professionals. Moving out on your own is a rite of passage that has become hard to do with rent prices going up so much. I'm 51. At age 18, I moved out a week after graduation. My first apartment was $250 a month, which included my own laundry machines. I paid for electricity, basic cable, and a phone line. My son had to have roommates in the same city until he was 29 because rent is now so high. Pensive face. I understand your struggle. I used to make roughly that and been with that entry-level job for 5 years. I just recently started making $67K a year. I was very fortunate to find a one-bedroom that's as cheap as it is. 2. Companies will suck you dry. But there is a silver lining. You will probably need to make lateral moves, job hop, until you can get better pay. It sucks at the moment, but it will get better. Best of luck. Folded hands, light skin tone. Have you tried having rich parents? What's even worse is BC of the layoffs even before now. You have people with experience competing for entry-level jobs against those just trying to gain some. If you can live with family for a bit, if it's an option, it's not the worst. Stop eating avocado toast and drinking Starbucks. https://www.commondreams.org. News, 2020, September 15, 25 trillion theft study shows richest one American shave taken 50 trillion B. Autumn 90.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.